Hi there, this is David Rohr, and we will be reviewing my final project for Regent University on 10 tips and tricks to make Moodle courses interactive and engaging. So I decided to use Moodle LMS for this assignment because I was dealing with Moodle tips and tricks. I will be logging in to my Moodle site as a student where I am already enrolled in the course. Before I get started, I want to thank Dave Ford for the content, and his blog can be found at a6training.co.uk. This course is self-guided, and I took advantage of a new, to me, course format called Trail, which displays the sections as a series of stops along a path. If you're interested in this, if you have Moodle, you can also display this as a river, I believe, and a puzzle, and it's pretty neat. Completion tracking is enabled for each activity, but the learners can move around the course in really any way they want. There are 10 modules to this course. We have how to add a welcome message, create a rating, scale, export the Moodle calendar, book time with an instructor, personalize with filter codes, use the database activity, use a Lightbox gallery, set up a quiz template, use H5P across all content areas, and course completion. All of these activities follow the same flow, which is there's an objective, there's a section for the actual video training, and each one of these activities is a video-based training. And then within the training is an assessment, and then there's resources below. Let's take a look at one of the technical training tips and tricks from David.
I'm going to show a technique which allows a tutor to set up a welcome message that goes out to learners when they're enrolled on a course, and it doesn't matter which method they're enrolled by. Now, at the moment, there are things where if somebody self-enrolls, they can get an email saying welcome to the course, but it only works on certain enrollment types. So what this does is it will work with any enrollment type, and it also creates a one-to-one mechanism to allow a conversation to take place between the tutor and the student. Now, to do this, we're going to use an activity called the dialogue. So you need to go onto the Moodle plugins page, and it's a module called dialogue, and it's got this orange icon here. So you'll need to get that installed on your Moodle first, and then once you've got it installed, we can then add an item as an activity. And if I just quickly go into the settings, you can give a brief description as you'd expect, give it a title. You can specify maximum attachment size and the number of attachments. If you are using groups within your course, you can tick the box to use course groups. And then the other settings are relatively straightforward. I'm changing the completion tracking so it doesn't indicate activity completion because they don't need to use it if they don't want to. So I've set up the basic mechanism, but what I need to do is I want to change the permission slightly, because in this case, I want this to be a communication tool between tutor and student, but I don't want students to use it to talk to each other because the conversations could take place, it might be inappropriate, and it might take up lots of space and that sort of stuff. So I'm going to change it so that students can't start a conversation. The only people that can start the conversation are the tutors. So to do that, I go into the permissions, and then we choose student. And there are 3 that I'm going to change. So I've changed the option to close a conversation. I'm preventing that for students. The close any, now it shouldn't really take effect here, but I'm just belts and braces, so I'm preventing that. And then I'm preventing the ability to open a conversation. That's the key one in this case here. So once you've set your permissions, as I've done there, you would then save changes. Now I'm just going to quickly come in as a student. So here's my student screen. So when the student comes in and they click on the item, you'll notice that they don't have the ability here to create a conversation. They're missing that button. Whereas as a tutor, I do have the ability to create a conversation.
I utilized H5P interactive video content type to embed the instructional YouTube video and include the assessment. Because we are dealing with professionals, the assessment is limited to summary statements, really at the end of the video. And this is primarily a way to reinforce the main objective and also provide a way of tracking completion. So this is an example of a summary statement, which just reinforces what we learned. So the learner can continue that and submit their answer. Incidentally, H5P interactive video has multiple different ways of doing assessments. You can utilize drag and drop, fill in the blanks, true, false. It's really pretty neat. And one of the benefits of it is that if you have content such as this YouTube video, for instance, you can take advantage of it and then add interactivity and assessments along within the video without having to start from scratch. As the learner progresses through the course, a green check mark shows completion. I've also included a discussion board within this course. So the intention here is that the learner can share their own tips and tricks. And I've also included a list of all of 21 tips and tricks for Moodle here. So this is a way for participants to share with other participants within the course. This concludes the review of my final project for Regent University on 10 tips and tricks to make Moodle courses interactive and engaging. Thank you.